Hello, good morning everyone. So we'll be continuing our knowledge sharing. So now we are proceeding with monitoring and controlling. So monitoring and controlling mainly it is how to monitor the progress of your project and control any deviation. So mainly it is the phase exits checklist. This is monitoring the activities your project team is doing. Did they fulfill all the requirement of the phase exits? So this can be like a checklist to be checked. So we have this phase exits in the subphases of the initiation, of the planning, and the project execution, where you need to verify that you fulfill the phase exit checklist before proceeding from one phase to another, or from one subphase to the next subphase. Also, project monitoring and controlling are having very important activities to be done, from reporting, also change management. So we'll come to all of this. So as we can see here in 4.1, how to project scope monitoring and controlling, how to do this, what reports you need to generate. So we have the project's milestone status tracking file daily update. So as I mentioned before, there should be one list having all the projects with the main milestone which all projects are passing by. So design phase, procurement phase, manufacturing phase, factory acceptance test, site testing and commissioning, and so on. And in this tracking sheet, so you list the projects, the phases in columns, and you need to specify if you completed this phase or not. This will help your event management when look to this map or this tracking project milestone tracking file to know quick where is every project staying and what is the status. Next, it is the project's weekly status report. So for every project, there should be like a project weekly status report agreed with your customer for the template, where you will put all the necessary information of the project. So for example, in design, the documentation status; for engineering, the engineering progress; for procurement, what is the percentage of the procurement you reached to, and so on. And there will be also project's weekly status report, minutes of meetings. So this weekly status report, once you discuss it, the project control team with the project management team, and they agree on some action items, there should be a minutes of meeting done and shared with this weekly status report. Also, there is the project issue log and risk register tracking report. So for all the issues happening in the project, we need to log it in the project issue log, and for the risk register, we need to update for any new risk, for the risk response, if it is done or implemented or not, and so on. Also, the project's meeting, minutes of meeting with your customer, project control need to be involved, prepare the minutes of meeting after conducting the meeting, preparing the agenda, and so on. Also, there should be the design documents tracking sheet. This is mainly owned by the technical team, but your project control team need to check that this design document tracking is updated, or even maybe the design team can delegate this tracking sheet to the project control team, and they will give them the necessary inputs. Also, project letters tracking sheet. We need to have a tracking sheet for the letters you received from your customer, for the letters you issued to your customer with the topic of this letter, and so on, and the date when it was submitted, when it was received, and so on. Also, the project procurement tracking file. This is very important. This is also, it is owned by the procurement team. There should be all the information of the ongoing procurement, expected shipping date of the material, expecting receiving date of the material, the value of the purchase order, the contents of the purchase order, and so on. Also, the project logistics tracking file. So what has happened to this project material? The customs clearance is done, the material is shifted to the warehouse. Where is its place in the warehouse, in which rack, is it delivered to the customer or not, when it was delivered, who collected it, and so on. All of this should be, there should be a tracking file. This will help the complete control of the project scope. Also, we have the project Finance 4.2, project finance monitoring and controlling. So this is also very important to have the project financial etc, estimate to complete, forecast, monthly report showing every project manager his forecast for his projects monthly wise. So for example, we are in April, so in May, what is he is anticipating, and in June, July, up to the end of the project, and also the value of each component. So what he is going to purchase, is he going to purchase a local material from inside the company, from outside the company, the man hours which he is expecting, this is a cost also that he need to predict. Also we need to the consolidated year-to-date project finance status, which will show where you are standing now. It is taking backward from the beginning of year, from January up to, for example, in April now, what is the financial status of the each project, what is the job to date cost incurred in the project, which kind of cost is incurred, and so on. Also customer invoices tracking sheet, this is very important. Also we need to have a tracking sheet with all the projects and the invoices status. So the, for example, the advance payment invoice, it is issued, it is received or not, for example, the delivery invoice, the project closing invoice as per each project milestone. So this also will be having very good, it will help. So when you can see in the project what we mentioned, milestone status report in the project scope monitoring and controlling. So for example, you can see that a project in the manufacturing fields, immediately you can open this customer invoices tracking file and see this project. It is invoiced up to what milestone. If there is any shortage in invoicing, you can trigger your project manager, advise him to proceed immediately with issuing the remaining invoices. Also, we have the current month to date etc projection progress, which is comparing the beginning of month estimate to complete projection that the project manager planned with the current status within the month. That should be on a weekly basis so that you can track the progress of the plan put by your project manager. So for example, in the beginning of April, the project manager, or beginning of March, the project manager mentioned that he will burn a cost of $100,000 in the month of March. So by first week of March, there should be a report showing the job to date cost posted on the projects of this project manager. For example, he achieved $20,000. So for the remaining $80,000, you need to advise him that take care, 1 week is part, and there is still remaining 80,000 on the cost burning which you planned. Same also, we need to have a project contractual LD milestone, which is the tracking milestone for the penalty clause in the project. This is very, very important. Also, you need to have an Excel sheet with the list of the projects with the LD value and on which milestone this LD will apply for the delivery delay in the design document submission and so on. And the milestone dates, sometimes they are mentioning you need to deliver by, for example, October. So now you are in September, you need to open this file and alert the project manager, take care, there is a milestone of delivery, are you going to achieve this, or we shall request extension of time. After that, we'll go to the 4.3 project time schedule monitoring and controlling. So you need to check your project time schedule, compare it to the baseline. If there is any delay, which is you are not the reason, you need to notify your customer, you need to request extension of time, update the project time schedule to show the difference now between the current plan and the baseline schedule. Also, there should be a resource plan in place. It needs to be updated, which resource and which substation for how long and so on. All of this need to be also in a tracking sheet. Finally, we have 4.4, the project quality monitoring and controlling, where you will need to ensure that you have the signed timesheets of your site teams. You need to have the signed material test reports, signed factory acceptance test report, signed site acceptance test report, signed snags clearance report, defected material tracking report, and so on. All of these are the quality insurance of your project, where you need to monitor and control. So any deviation, for example, in the scope, need to be highlighted, need to follow the change management, where you need the project manager need to analyze the impact, discuss with his customer if this impact is going to impact the project time schedule, the project cost, and so on, and proceed with the change management, either to raise a variation offer to his customer, secure this variation order, and so on. Thank you.